Buenos.
Hola.
La Paz, Bolivia, 3,800 metres. It's been a long time since Rio.
Yep.
It definitely is 3,800 metres. You can feel it.
Yeah. Quite recently we've been pretty sick. Uni.
Well, the two of us.
Yeah. Minus 25 degrees at night, close to 4,000 metres. It's amazing how it affects your body. Sort of stopped us in our tracks for 4 or 5 days. But we're getting used to it. But prior to that, I mean, Brazil.
Yeah, well, basically since the last update we've gone from the eastern coast of Brazil all the way across to the Bolivian border. We decided to obviously take a different track than we went to get to Rio in the first place, so we sort of headed northwest. That was pretty good. The first few nights just camping beside amazing lakes. Yeah, just setting up camp with plenty of light, which is something we haven't really been able to do in the past. Cooking great campfire, on a good campfire, because we're sick of fixing cookers. Well, Nick's sick of fixing his cooker, so we've been building campfires, cooking on those, and times were pretty good actually. Just, yeah, lots of swimming and
watching the sunrise in the water naked and watching the sunrise set in the water naked.
Well, that was Adam.
Yeah. Oh, there's big stuff up at the border. We didn't get our paperwork sorted, so it was a 200-kilometre round trip to organise that. Eventually we made it to Bolivia.
They told us we wouldn't be able to go through, and if we did, they'd just turn us around, send us back. And we thought, oh, you know, well, can we try it? And they're like, yeah, you can try it. So we did and failed. And had to go back the 100 kilometres, and by that stage the offices were closed, so we ended up staying the night there.
Mm.
Yeah, roads across have been pretty gnarly. Lots of changing air filters again, and once we've gotten to the Bolivian side, and from the border up to here, it's obviously a pretty huge climb, so the bikes have been suffering somewhat from altitude sickness. My carburetor hates me. It's constantly coughing and sneezing and not going very fast.
That was a fun night, eh? When we pulled apart your carby on the side of the road as it was going dark.
Yeah, it's been done a few times. But for some reason we've diagnosed it that it's got prostate cancer or something similar, because it just doesn't seem to suck the last litre of fuel out of the tank.
Could be contagious.
Could be contagious, yeah. Watch out.
Early on in Bolivia, we just left Santa Cruz. We hadn't gone that far, but it was sort of starting to get dark, and Nick saw the sign for a place called Binge's Paradise. And we decided it had been, I think, at least 14 hours since we'd had a beer. So we obviously had to stay there, but upon closer inspection, actually it said Ginger's Paradise. So we were expecting like an Irish family or something, but no, it just turned out there's a little kid there called Ginger. It was run by an American guy and his Bolivian wife, but they were actually away, so there was a Kiwi couple looking after it, which was really cool for us to hang out with them. And
so an organic, self-sufficient farm in a little valley that had a bridge access.
Oh,
the swing bridge of doom.
The swing bridge of doom. So Adam decided he was going to do that. Nick, meanwhile, talked to one of the locals, found out there was a reasonably easy river crossing you could take. So I just got the video camera and decided to film Adam falling to his death. But unfortunately he made it across.
Yeah, a bit disappointing.
It was disappointing.
Too scared to go back, right?
It's a good 10-metre drop on a rickety little swing bridge.
Yeah.
But I hear South Americans, natives, were some of the best bridge builders in the world, so I was just putting it to the test.
Yeah, shame it wasn't built by South Americans.
Yeah. And the coolest thing about that visit for me was they had this tiny little pet monkey, which was just awesome. But it was a crap monkey. It couldn't even hang off your arm or anything. It just fell.
It was a crap monkey.
It was a crap monkey.
Sat on your neck, weed a lot.
Weed on me.
Yeah. Potosi, world highest city. It's full of mines. We did a bit of a mine tour where they're still using sort of picks and lugging Hessian sacks out full of the rubble. But dude, it was pretty terrible conditions when you consider what the mines we're used to back home. However, they did allow us to purchase dynamite, which sits safely packed away in my top box at the bike and my bike at the moment. So we're putting our heads together to come up with some sort of creative way of disposing of this dynamite before the water.
Yeah, the mines were a pretty interesting experience. They're still pretty medieval. They still worship the devil of the mountains. They have little statues of the different devils down under the caves, and actually, the day we were there, they slaughtered a llama. So that was a pleasant experience. Basically, they just pin this poor bloody llama down with their knees and hack its throat, and catch all the blood in bowls, and then throw it all over the entrances of the caves and the little homes that they live in up on the mountain. So pretty gory, not for the vegetarians or the faint-hearted.
No. And yeah, Che Guevara is a death spot as well.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Taken that school, which was interesting because we've all been reading. Well, Nick and myself have now finished, and Mike will soon, working through the great history of it, so it's practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, from Tosi we went to the Salar de Uyuni, which is this massive big salt lake, which is about 200 kilometres across at about 3,600 metres or something ridiculous. But that was a pretty cool place to hang out. Probably the coldest place we've been yet. Just got down to about -20 or -25 at night, so pretty gruesome, but managed to go for a glat out across the salt lake.
Yeah, what happened on that?
Oh, just, just went totally smoothly, no problems. We had a pretty cool day doing heaps of donuts and just causing general havoc, and then we got out onto the actual salt flat itself, and turns out it's real slippery, like really slippery. So I went for a big slide, and unfortunately there was a part of the rack that holds my pannies on that was already cracked, and it was completely my fault for not fixing it in the first place. But of course, when I dropped the bike, that being the weak point, the entire thing just ripped out to some horrific angle. So I had to go back and get it welded, and these two went and had an event-free afternoon too.
It was,
Bogged in the mud and digging, just cuffing the mud out from between the tyre and your rear seat just to go or ride another 3 metres. It was hideous.
it was getting desperate, wasn't it?
Probably took 2 hours to go about 50 metres. It was, and a lot of cursing. But we resolved the problem by laying our jackets down one in front of the other and just sort of wheeling the bike across the top. Hence, our jackets have never quite looked the same. But
It's ruined my jacket.
it worked.
So that was fun.
Yeah. Otherwise, highlight since Rio for me is probably the Death Road that we rode just yesterday, which was pretty incredible. We're actually from here all the way up to where the Death Road is just the mountain range is called the Yongas, and it's just absolutely incredible. They rise up to about 4,000 metres, and some of the valleys are at about 1,500 metres. So the roads just follow along these ridge tops, and you can look down the sides of them, and some of them have sort of 1,500, 2,000 metre drops. So really, probably one of the most spectacular places I've seen in South America.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. Amazing.
Death Road wasn't up to much. Thought it was a bit soft, so we did, gave it heaps and set time for us.
That'll be fun. Anyway, we're off to Peru, so we'll chat to you again later.
Sweet.
Hasta luego.
Ciao.
Love you, Rachel.